told. The moon and its eclipse, and Superman unrolls a suit before he lived. But I'm not the kind of person that it fits. She said, where'd you wanna go? How much you wanna risk? I'm not looking for somebody with some superhuman gifts, some superhero, some fairy tale bliss. Just something I can turn to, somebody I can miss. I want something just like this. I want something just like this. Oh, I want something just like this. Where'd you wanna go? How much you wanna risk? I'm not looking for somebody with some superhuman gifts, some superhero, some fairy tale bliss. Just something I can turn to, somebody I can kiss. I want something just like this.
Hey Commander, can you unplug me? Just for a minute, I need some privacy. Headset off and stretch your neck out. Down the rocks to her head's safe house. Yeah, I remember it all. Bleed and shut out my calls. The air was so dusty, her armor getting rusty. She found thoughts she never had. Her young ones were just as bad. She really in a heart, feel like a lady. Fingers apart, cold, rugged, waiting. I can't believe that you lied. Did you know where to find me? I get the feelings in her, really thought it cost me. Drops in her goggles, art of love. Something's really wrong and it feels awful.
All right, welcome back. Those of you who have stuck around, thank you. We're heading back in to group stage action, day 2 here of the group stage extravaganza. Going into team Greg versus team Kolle der Boss, which I'm probably brutally butchering, and I simply do not care. But this is going to be the second match in Group D. First match for both of these teams. Most of, let's see, they'll have 2 matches today, 3 matches next week. So this group going to be spread out to determine the winner eventually. On the left-hand side of your screen will be Team Greg. Everybody's favorite. Captained by Saika OK1, joined by Coach Minus Vesprit, Sari, Kirochi, Sawada, and Marcus. Multinational roster there. Got Sweden, United States, Canada, Italy, and Norway represented. On the other side, Kolle der Boss, going to be one of the few German teams. I believe there's maybe 3 or 4 German teams in this tournament this year. Some very interesting names on that one. We've got Jason Anroys, I Fake RZ, I'm Bad at Osu, SH4RQ, maybe Shark, I'm not really sure. You've got Habdichlib, Suome, and MRK. And it looks like I'm Bad at Osu maybe has renamed to I'm Badu at Osu. Not sure. Let's find out. Yep, I'm Bad at Osu has renamed to I'm Badu at Osu. Yeah, that's a thing, I guess. Why not, you know? I have no words for that. Anyway, we did have the roll won by Team Greg, so they have first ban and second pick in this match. Their first ban coming out as free mod number 1, Ikanaide removed. Which is unfortunate because it's a nice song, but I really haven't seen that played much, if at all. I don't think I've had Ikanaide on stream, period. That's one of the only, I think the only map that I haven't had on stream at all. Now that we've seen Nomad 1 in the previous match between 14 UTC and Pudzian, Ikanaide is now the only map that we haven't seen. Very unfortunate. Sorry, just find a song here while we're in bands. It's going to be Hard Rock 1 is the first band from Kolle der Boss, so that is going to be Mother, the higher BPM, kind of interesting aim and some bursts. 216 BPM Hard Rock map. And then we'll wait on the second band from Team Greg. Concurrently with this match, we have GG Dogs versus an impossible to pronounce team name that I'm not going to even bother to try, but it's the bottom seed in their group that they would be matching up against. That one looks like it may end up being a win by default for GG Dogs. They may or may not have enough players, so we'll find out on that one. Also, Alerta de Afe versus Flush Tomato. That one going on in some Group J action, the first match for Team Alerta de Afe. One of a couple matches that they'll have in that group today. They'll have they have one match with their other two next week, but the other two matches in that group will be later on today as well. You'll have Flush Tomato versus Ketchup Shampoo, and TT Vimalula OS versus Ketchup Shampoo as well later this afternoon. So that group, a lot of things will be decided in that group, but the two other matches for the top seed will remain to be played next week, so we'll kind of wait and see on that one as well. But back up here in Group D, this is the first match for both of these two teams. Only the second match to be played in this group. They had one yesterday. The bottom seed versus the low seed matchup. Draft Dodgers versus Washington was won by Draft Dodgers, so putting themselves at 1-0. But no other matches in that group as of yet, so a lot to be decided still there. Greg going with the DC1 band as their second band. That is the very simple, straightforward double time map Reflection. So getting a couple of the easy maps banned out here for that team. Trying to maybe keep the higher skill cap picks available. And we will only now just await the last ban from Team Kolle der Boss before we can get started with some picks here. And it's going to be Hidden 2 banned by Kolle der Boss, so that means the low approach rate hidden selection Click Clock Wood will be banned. That one's one of those maps, you know, you can play it or you can't a lot of the time with that type of pick. Tends to be kind of what happens with low AR hiddens. And it will be their first pick for the German team. So we will see what they decide on. I think plenty of options depending on how they feel. Whether they want to go with you know, a streamier, a speedier map like Nomad 2, Nomad 5, whether they like going mod maps. Like I feel like we have not, for the most part, we have not seen a lot of hidden, and it's been a few matches since we've seen a lot of hard rock. A lot of no mods, some DTs, a couple of free mods here and there. But we will find out shortly here. They're taking their time for this first pick, though. And this is one of the more important matchups in this group on paper. You know, it's the top seed versus that mid seed. So, looking for an upset. Greg looking to, you know, kind of solidify themselves here. And it is going to be the first pick of Free Mod 3. We're going to get Ed, and Eddie early on, starting off with the shortest map in the pool. One of the shortest maps you're ever going to see in a pool. 25 seconds. It's going to be quick. It's going to be fast. It's going to be over in a hurry. And hopefully this time the tournament client won't really screw up like it did yesterday, on that one occasion. I wouldn't give it great odds, but decent odds, I guess, that it will just mess up because it's the tournament client and that's what happens, but one never knows. Hopefully we can get underway shortly here. We've got 7 players in the lobby, so we are still waiting for the last player from Team Greg. Minus. Is going to be Minus. Joining... Yep, just kidding. It's not going to be the last player because they are switching somebody out, maybe? We coach, sorry, Vesprit Minus against Jason Habdichlib. I'm Badu Adosu, and I'm going to call that dude Shark. I don't know what his name is, how his name is supposed to be pronounced, but it's a 4 in place of an A and a Q in place of a K is how my brain is going to choose to process that. And we're doing the no-fail thing. As I've said, like, you don't have to take no-fail. It's not Score v2, so it does provide the score penalty, but it's also group stages, so it's not like you're going to fail anyway. I'm not really that concerned about no fail. I mean, either everybody takes it or nobody takes it, but, you know, there's not really any need for anyone to take it, I don't think, at this point in time. Like, everyone can just have it off. It's chill. Nobody's gonna team fail a map in this pool. Like, the hardest map in this pool is like 5.7 stars or something. The odds of a team fail on this pool are effectively 0. Anyway, we are going to get underway with a lot of mods in there. Hidden Hard Rock on both Sari and Vesprit. Hard Rock on Minus. Hidden on Coach. Hidden Hard Rock on both Habdichlib and Shark. Hidden on Ambadu Adosu and Hard Rock on Jason. So matching mods for both teams, no mod advantage. And underway we will go. The early break from Jason on one of the first 2 notes of the map does mean that Greg will have the early lead. And let's see how long that gets maintained. This is one of those maps that's very friendly with the Hard Rock because it's big circles. And Sorry with a hidden Hard Rock break, but Badu on at Osu also finding Break Shark with a break as well. Kolle der Boss not having the best time here starting things off. 3-way for combo still intact for Team Greg. They are going to take the point. It is going to be theirs by 500,000 points. That is how you start off a match. That is what you do right there. 1 miss on Sorry. Hidden SS on Coach. FC on Minus and Vesprit with some questionable accuracy on Minus. Habdichlib with an A rank FC. And yeah, the misses on the other 3 members of Kolle der Boss. Not the greatest start to the match for them, but early stages here obviously still, so not the worst. I'm Beduadosu saying, can we replay that? No, you cannot. Unfortunately. Not within the rules. This is, of course, one of those few maps where the score on Score v1 is actually lower than the score on Score v2. I think I pointed that out yesterday, but it's still kind of amusing to me. It's just not the sort of thing you see very often. Anyway, first pick for Team Greg, gonna be DT3. The hardest of the double time maps by a pretty vast margin. Poison Lesja mix. Minute 37 seconds, so it's not very long, and we're not going to get to really see much of it. It's going to be a slideshow, I can almost guarantee you that, because the tournament client just does not handle DT. But this one, a little bit of finger control required, a little bit faster feeling. There's really not a lot that you see people breaking on with this map, you know, as long as you can read the couple of little stacked patterns, you're really not going to have too much trouble. There's one pattern kind of towards the end where you do see people breaking with some degree of regularity compared to other places. I guess I should kind of couch that in that statement, because it's not like people miss a lot on this map, but, you know, here and there. But most players are going to be pretty comfortable with it. It's just that one section that might trip you up. Oh, so close to the number, dude. I almost see it. I almost see it. Sorry, I'm so sad. I almost see it, man. Oh, it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. This is so sad. Can we get a Pepe hands in the chat? Oh my gosh. I don't even think I have Pepe hands enabled. This is an almost when you see it moment. Does any Osu streamer have like a when you see it emote yet? Because I feel like they probably should if they don't. Ariu01WYSI or something ridiculous like that would be pretty funny. I don't know what Ariu's emote prefix is, by the way. I'm just guessing. But we're gonna be good to go here going into oh, is he partnered? Because I thought if you weren't partnered you had to have like the numbers or something. Well, I guess you have to be partnered. He could be an affiliate, I don't know. But I'd like that they do that weird thing with numbers where it's like mine is like what is mine? It's like this one weird, like with a number one. Anyway, in we go. Saika, sorry, Vesperate minus with the early break, taking on Jason, Habdiklib, and Ryzen Shark. Yeah, I don't actually know when they started doing the like numbers thing. Like Miles is like Miles 01 for his emotes, like that sort of thing. I don't know how like Habib is Digita 4, stuff like that. So I don't actually know how that gets determined, if you have to be like a higher tier of partner or something to not have the numbers in your prefix or what. Anyway, yeah, this is just gonna be the normal DT slideshow thing. Lead here for Kolle der Boss, the fake Bancho miss for Jason, minus with the actual miss. Like I said, there's like one spot where you might actually see some breaks on this map, and it's later on once the combo has grown a bit and the scores get a little higher, so things can get interesting still. And you did have the break from Habdiklib, so that is going to be Greg taking the advantage, minus with another break, but they do still have the three-way intact against the three-way for Kolle der Boss. A little bit of a score lead. Oh, and that's a double break from Jason and Shark. I believe they both misread the pattern that I was concerned about people misreading. It's not something you're going to miss mechanically, but it's something you can misread. Those couple of quads are, if you haven't played this a lot, you might not read properly. And there's a break, it looks like, from Habdiklib as well. So the three-way FC going to carry this one for Greg, as there are no FCs left on Kolle der Boss. And we get the nice slideshow going on here at the end. This is the section that you actually see people missing on. And yeah, three-way miss from Kolle der Boss on Jason, Habdiklib, and Shark. Sorry missing there for Greg, but Saika and Vesper holding just fine. And so it is going to be Greg taking this point by a pretty big margin. That was a very comfy victory for Greg. Kolle der Boss, you know, they looked okay in the early stages of that map, but then it just kind of all fell apart for them. And that is 2-0. Greg lead with the breakpoint in hand, consolidated, with the A-rank FC from Vesperate coming in. 850s are not going to help your case there. Luckily for him, it's combo game. we will go on to the next pick from Kolle der Boss, and we'll see see what they do. Those first couple picks not working the greatest, but plenty of time remaining, and they're gonna go Nomad 2. We've seen this Nomad 2 quite a bit over the course of the weekend. Good tech. Did quite a bit next weekend as well, I bet. Oh, excuse me. 2 minutes of 190 BPM. Not any super long streams, pretty comfortable to play. Just those doubles, as we always say. Just the doubles where you might break. And hopefully neither team suffers anything tragic on them. I've seen it happen a non-zero number of times. For the most part, most people not finding too many breaks on most of this map. Most. But here and there, you know, it's one of those. You know, I feel like this is kind of that like emblematic of a group stage type of map where, for the most part, you're gonna see a lot of FCs and you're gonna see a lot of good performances, but there's like one or two little things that people can be tripped up by. And so we'll find out if anyone does get tripped up on it this go round. As we have Saika, Coach, Saryi, and Minus taking on Habdechlib, iFake RZ, Anroys, and Shark. I'm gonna just continue calling him Shark. I don't know. I still don't know if that's right, but we're just gonna go with it. Team Greg looking for a double break point lead and a 3-0 advantage if they can pick up this point. Obviously, as a top seed, you expect them to look pretty comfortable and consistent on this pool, and those first couple picks they did. Contest of who can hold the most SS ranks for longest goes to Greg for make that 3 now SSs through the first couple hundred combo. Score gonna stay pretty much dead even between the teams. Sorry, dropping a few hundred, so his act went down a little bit. Her act went down a little bit. Their act went down a little bit. And yeah, another several hundreds for Saryi at an A rank. Was there a miss in there? I don't know if there was a miss in there or if that was just that's just a low whack FC. The SS is still in hand for Saika, Coach, and Minus, but the lead over on Kolle der Boss thanks to their higher accuracy overall. Yeah, Saryi actually had an A rank FC. Not something you'd expect to see. Maybe just got a little off time on one of those streams. What it's really going to come down to, of course, are the doubles, as with most cases on this. Saryi and Shark both finding breaks. So the two lower accuracy players dropping their combos, but followed up by iFake RZ, so advantage Team Greg into the doubles. And the kick slider jumps. Coach, Minus, and Saika all holding SS ranks, doing quite well for themselves. There goes Anroys, there goes Habdechlib. This map is now over. Greg are going to take another very convincing point on this pick now. Fairly well guaranteed. And, will they see a couple of SSs remain? Coach and Saika both still on that nice 100% accuracy. Looking like they're going to keep it going here just into the last couple notes at the end. Survey says last streams, last few bursts here. And they do get the double SS. Saika and Coach matching scores. Very nice. Coach with just the slightly higher score. But USS's for Team Greg, that's going to be hard to beat. And Minus with the FC just a couple hundreds behind. 3 full combos for Team Greg. And none for Team Kolle der Boss. Goodbye. Not what they would have hoped for on their own pick there, I don't think. To everybody who is complaining about this pool being too easy, Why aren't you FCing more maps? Forehead. I can't really comment that because this is like one team, one map, but you know, just kind of funny. Greg now 3-0. Double break point in hand, looking for a consolidation of 4-0 and some match points in their favor. I think they can do it. They seem pretty good. And it's gonna be Nomad the Third. Let's go. Otoshi Mae, the banger. This song's so good, dude. Flakes Extra. Also, I am, wait, why is this logged into USC on Better TTV? I'm gonna log into Hippo Cup, hello? Add to channel. Refresh here real quick. Let's see if we've got some Cat Jam. Oh man, I wonder how long it takes. I added it to my channel. Oh well. Anyway, yeah, Otoshi Mae, Nomad 3 alt pick. Relatively straightforward, but judging by Kolle der Boss so far, they might have some trouble with a few sections of this. I've definitely seen teams have a hard time on this pick compared to some of the other maps in the pool. If you're not very comfy with the alternating map picks, you might have some difficulty on this one. You never know. But you know, some of these very strong early round group stage teams just traipse right through this one with no problems. I think Greg is going to be looking to do that, continue their run through this match. The Saika, Coach, Marcus, and Vesprit for that side, taking on Habdichlib, I'm Badu at Osu, Anroys, and Shark. This slaps. This is such a good song. This is easily my favorite song in this pool. However, I will say Hidden 3 is like a grower. Fuyu no Hanashi is also a really nice track. But Otoshi Mae, you know, OWC banger. And Underway. Also Ikanaide. I actually like the song Ikanaide. There's a lot of good songs in this pool. I mean, that's kind of how Hippo Cup goes. There's always a lot of good songs. Early break from I'm Badu at Osu. And that's going to mean the lead will go to Team Greg in the early stages here. And we'll see how long they can just kind of run with the Quad FC here, because they've looked pretty consistent on these picks, so gotta think they're going to maintain these combos for quite some time. And there's a break from Shark, the second FC lost for Kolle der Boss, followed up by Habdichlib. And there is now only one FC left, that of Anroys. Meanwhile, Greg with the four-way full combo still in hand. No problems for them. First break is going to come from Saika, but Marcus, Coach, and Vesprit doing just fine. Marcus with the remarkably high accuracy as well. 99.8, I believe that is. Well, it was 1/100, now it's a couple more. But it is all goods. Anroy is the only FC left for Kolle der Boss. I'm Badu at Osu does have a pretty sizable combo building up, and the other two working on it as well, but that lead is just massive already, about 10 million points for Team Greg. Into the tricky section here, in the middle of the map, it's going to be a break for Vesprit. These sliders can be a little tough to aim, those slider streams and everything, a little bit tricky sometimes. And I'm Badu at Osu going to find a break as well to trade right back. So it is Coach and Marcus on the FCs, Anroys with the FC still for Kolle der Boss, Habdichlib and Shark with pretty decent combos as well. Just kidding, it's three-way break for Kolle der Boss, Anroys, Badu at Osu, and Shark all gone. Habdichlib the only combo left on that side, and Greg are just going to run away with this even more now. Marcus does lose his FC, So it is down to just Coach, and really not much else actually, as Saika finds a break as well. Fortunately for Greg, Coach is single-handedly matching the sum total of the combo for Kolle der Boss. Coach going to be the carry pants here for Greg coming into the last quarter of the map as Habdithli breaks once again. Coach does find a break, I think, unless that was Bancho. I mean, his cursor is going all over the place with in the spectator client. It's hard to say for sure. Does look like a couple breaks for Team Greg. A little surprising there, but no big deal as Vesprit holds on, as does Saika, and they've got plenty of combo to keep this lead well in hand. This is going to look like a pretty convincing victory on another point, another break point here. No, another held point here for Team Greg, excuse me. And a chain miss from Vesprit at the end, but it's a 12 million point win for Greg. Could have been bigger. Those breaks came at kind of rough spots in terms of their score, but not the worst case scenario, really. Coach with a 1 miss, Marcus with a 1 miss. I think a couple slider breaks thrown in there as well. The S rank did come out from Anroy's, the only S rank in the lobby, but a couple slider breaks for him, so was not able to build up quite as big a score. Did end up top scoring for the lobby, despite having the 1,000 lower combo than Coach. But Greg, just the better team-wide performance. That 8 million score from Shark, not the greatest, unfortunately. You can get that one up a little higher. This match could have been, or this map could have been close, but just did not happen. And so Greg now 4 match points in hand, looking to close this one out cleanly. But it will be the next pick for Kolle der Boss, so, you know, opportunity to try and get a point on the board here. It's going to be hidden in number 1. I'm just gonna post what I'm laughing at in chat. Sorry. I'm sorry. Fuck's sake. This is so stupid. Why am I laughing at it? Oh my god, dude. Anyway, next map is gonna be in Hidden 1. Mistress Andy, Hanatapa Low, Cubs another difficulty. You know, it's funny, I was commentating a different tournament that had a different Nekomata Master track. It's Hoko Orpheus was the one in that tournament. And you know, it's just like the same thing, the same concept where you have a Nekomata Master variable rhythm map that really just throws players for a loop with the way it changes its rhythm. Not at random per se, but you know, kind of almost out of nowhere. You really have to be ready for some 1/6 and 1/3 and things in a lot of their songs. And this one is no different. There's a very tricky pattern that you'll probably see a couple people break on towards the middle of this map. And that kind of just determines the outcome. There's a little bit of awkward aim. This is overall, I think, one of the more difficult maps in this pool, actually. I feel like the hidden pool, a little bit more difficult than some of the others in a few ways. But this one, that rhythmic challenge to it. the rhythmic challenge to it really really kind of makes this map what it is. It's a very, very cool map, though. I'm a big fan. Have not seen this played all that much. This hidden pool has been relatively unpopular, I feel. But you get to see a nice little hidden one selection here again from Kolle der Boss as Greg is trying to close out the match. It's going to be Saika, Coach, Kirochi, Vesprit taking on iFakeRZ, Imbaduadosu, Anroys, and Shark. And we'll see who hits the pattern and who doesn't, because that will absolutely, in all likelihood, determine the outcome of the pick. And possibly the match as well. Early break from Kirochi. We didn't even get to it. His teammates are all assessing, and Kirochi just finds a random break. Another random... Okay. Kirochi not having the greatest time here at the beginning. Anroy's found a very early break. iFakeRZ finding a break as well as Coach. You can see just, kind of the slider aim and finger control. Here we are. It's going to be Shark and Vesprit both breaking on that 1/3 rhythm change. And that means with Imbaduadosu holding the FC and Anroy's holding the big combo, Kolle der Boss are going to take the lead here. Saika still with the FC with very high accuracy, but Greg falling pretty far behind. Not a lot of combo behind Saika. And it looks like this one is possibly just going to go to Kolle der Boss. They might get a point on the board here with this pick. It seemed risky, but bit of an underperformance from Greg, and Kirochi is fully running it down, actually. I'm not really sure what's going on over there, but... This is not Kirochi. I don't know. It's somebody else playing on Kirochi's account. Coach with the break. Imbaduadosu with the break as well. That's the FC gone for Kolle der Boss, but I don't know if there's enough time. Saika going to try desperately to carry this one and bring it back in the last seconds, but I don't think there's enough score. iFakeRZ breaks as well, however. There might be enough combo. Oh, Anroys breaks as well. Saika and Vesprit's combo are going to bring this one back in the last second if there's enough time. It's going to come down to the absolute wire here, and it might come down to this spinner, but I don't think there's enough. And there's just not... There is just not 68,000 points, the margin of victory. Kolle der Boss put a point on the board. It is 4-1, and they have avoided the sweep in the narrowest of fashions. That was very tense in those last seconds. It looked like Saika and Vesprit might have enough combo to bring it back, but they just ran out of time. The 1.3 million from Kirochi did prove to be their downfall. Not really sure what happened over there. That is not the Kirochi that we're used to seeing. Absolutely not sure how that happened, but it was enough for the German team to get a point. So, good for them, I guess. Just not sure how that came to be exactly. All right, so now Greg forced to make another selection here as they try to close out this match. And they're going to go into double time number 2. We're going to see Step Ahead once again. Excuse me. This is the 210 BPM, very short, minute-long DT map. Just a couple streams, all that stand in the way between playing this in an FC, because it's really straightforward, really quite simple. But we've seen a couple breaks here and there on it. Not like it's a 8-way FC 100% of the time type pick, but kind of close to that at least. And it looks like everybody ready to go here. We have Saika minus Sawada and Vesprit. Sawada coming in, speed player for his specialty. Taking an iFakeRZ, Habdichlib, Anroys, and Jason. A couple different players in for this pick than we've been seeing for most of these maps in this match, excuse me. And we'll see with their second opportunity if Greg can close out the match or if Kolle der Boss can extend it again, get a break point up on the board, a second map in their favor. And here we go underway. Gonna be a nice little Osu slideshow moment here in all likelihood. So we'll do the best we can at bringing you this action on this pick. No breaks on the first stream. Everybody holding pretty solid accuracy. Just a couple 100s out of iFakeRZ. And Vesper, Jason, etc. And there's a break from iFakeRZ that may have just won the map for Greg and the match as well, because you just can't afford many misses on this map. There's so few times you see people breaking much. However, there's a break from Minus. Does that give them a chance? Is there enough combo on FakeRZ to bring this back? I just don't think there is. It's gonna get pretty close at the ending here, but I think the accuracy lead is sufficient for Team Greg, and it is. They're gonna hold on to this one by about a 700,000 point final margin. And that is going to be the match. That is a 5-1 Greg victorious. And they will win their first match here in the group stage. They will go to 1-0 over Kolle der Boss, who go to 0-1. So a good performance from Greg. Looked very solid. Maybe the stumble from Kirochi on Hidden One, the only real negative to take away from that match for them. Kolle der Boss just outmatched really on pretty much all those picks. You know, you have to be able to FC a lot, and unfortunately, it just didn't end up happening for them on some of the maps. Obviously, the three-way FC on that last map, notwithstanding, you know, you pretty much have to 3 or 4-way that one, or you're going to lose it. It's just too easy otherwise. But what can you do against a team that 4-ways? You just don't win unless you are, well, I get same with almost 4-ways. Better combo wins. 6 FCs, but hard to beat that. And so Greg will be back in action in about an hour and a half time for their second match. Kolle der Boss we won't see again until next weekend. So just one more match in this group for this week. We have Greg at 1-0, Draft Dodgers at 1-0. So their matchup later today will prove to be relatively potentially important going forward in this group. Kolle der Boss, you know, they'll have to beat Draft Dodgers and Washington if they want to have a chance at advancing out. So we'll see how that one goes for them later on. For now, good job to Greg. Congratulations to them on the victory and the 1-0 start to the group stage.